Hi, this is Devin Crosby, and welcome to The Process, where we feature personal stories of overcoming. I hope this episode inspires you and encourages you to see the good in your life. Let's go. Talk about that time from being age 10 to getting involved into the IDF. Am I saying that correctly? The Israel Defense Force?
Correct. So the IDF is the military in Israel. That's the name of it, the Israel Defense Force. So every citizen of the country of Israel needs to get recruited for the military. Women do 2 years.
Okay.
When I did it, it was 3 years, but now they pushed it down a little bit to 2 years and a half, I believe.
And that's at age 15 or 16?
No, you get drafted when you're 18, but when you're at 16,
Got
you
it.
go in for the first interview. They check your intelligence, they check your physical status, they check your health overall. So that way, by the time you're 18, they could already suit you up with the proper unit. Let's say some go to intelligence, computers, foreign languages, and some go to combat and elite athletes and elite people go to the more extreme, combat units. So that's kind of the process. But growing up, that's something that you have to do as a citizen. You're obligated.
Sure.
You can't really cut your ways out because that's just, everyone has to do it. Both of my parents did it. My sister did it. My brother will do it in the future. So that's kind of the nature of things here.
Can you talk about, Tal, that first day you arrived at age 6, to the Miami airport, and I'm sure your dad, guys got to the house. Just tell me about that first day, first week experience.
So it even starts before, because English isn't my native language. I did not speak any words in English. And about 6 months prior even to arriving to the States, my sister and I had a tutor that would come over and teach us. But I did not want to listen. So I was just locking myself up in the bathroom for a full hour. So I didn't have to, listen to that class for an hour. So he would try to
But your sister, she listened. She was a smart one.
Yeah, she would listen. So at some point she would just take my class too, because it was just a waste of money. But that first, I don't remember that first day actually landing. I think it was just a shock landing. But I do remember in first grade, I was crying every day. I was in a private Jewish school that my parents found in the area in Aventura. The bank helped out as well, but I was crying every day because I just didn't understand what they were talking about. And it got to one point that I had to go to the bathroom one day, and I just ran out because I didn't even know how to even pronounce or how to go to the bathroom. So they called my mom to the principal's office and saying, like, listen, your kid is running away from class. Like, you need to, have a chat with him and see what's going on, because this is not the discipline we're used to at school, and he needs to listen, and he can't just run off.
A little bit. So now you're in the States. It takes you a little bit of while. You get acclimated. In what sport do you start playing first in the States?
So we lived in Aventura. In Aventura, there's just a recreational park. It's called Founders Park, right near the bridge of Aventura. So they have every 3 months they change.
Not too far from Boca Raton, too, Aventura.
No. It's about 25-30 minutes.
About maybe 30. Yeah.
About that. So that was also a big decision of me coming, because I was just familiar with the area. But in Aventura, we just signed up to the local sports. Every 3 months, they would alternate between the sports. There was flag football, there was soccer, as well as baseball. But after 2 to 3 years, it was just recreational for fun. But I wanted to do something a little bit more competitive. And all my friends in class were playing baseball. So that's when I decided to focus a little bit on baseball.
I want to take this to like another dimension, because you qualify for the Israeli Olympic baseball team qualifies for the Israeli national baseball team.
Yes.
Okay, so the Israeli baseball national team qualifies for the Olympics. So you're on the high of highs. Coach Garbalos and I were planning on arriving to Tokyo to surprise you there for the games. The virus hits in March. You learn, I think maybe around April, that the Olympics is going to be canceled, or at least postponed, I should say. Talk about that feeling going from this high of qualifying for the Olympic Games as one of the youngest people on the baseball team to it being postponed.
So this whole thing started off, we were playing a home series. I'm pretty sure our last game was against Adelphi. It was a home series. And you kind of been hearing for those last couple of days about this virus, and the first cases, I believe, were in Seattle. And, it's something that people are just not sure on what's going on. It's that uncertainty that really unstabilized the world. And back then, there's a television inside the gym that has a countdown to the Olympics. So I remember past that 100-day mark going down, and I think about the day was about 88 days or 89 days. They announced, Canada and Australia announced they're not sending their athletes to the Olympics, and that's right. Athletes were together in the at Wingate Institute in the Olympic gym, kind of listening to the television on one ear and trying to actually work out on the other. So we've kind of we weren't really sure. We saw it was kind of going downhill, but for us, we more care that it won't get canceled. We wouldn't mind it being postponed by a couple of months. We didn't even know if it'll be postponed by how much. It could be 10 days, it could be a month, it could be 6 months, it could be a year.
I just didn't know.
We really had that uncertainty. So it was kind of, you could tense, you could feel how tense the year was during those days at the Institute, because that's also where the Olympic doctors are, and you ask them as doctors, what's going on in the world, and they tell you, I don't know.
When the doctors tell you, I don't know, that's a difficult time.
Exactly. So we really didn't know what was going on. They didn't know what was going on. The government didn't know what was going on, and everyone in the world didn't know what was going on.
Right.
But they finally announced that it's being postponed and not canceled. Okay, what can I do now to make myself better and get ready for that year?
Thank you for watching The Process. Check out more episodes on linfightingnights.com.